And now, coming to you live from the tri-state area and San Francisco, California, it's the best part of Wednesday, Waffle Box, with your hosts, Mike Fish and Kush Hayes.
Ooh, welcome to Waffle Box, the podcast where we talk about anything, everything, and nothing all at the same time. Coming up on episode 67, we'll talk about scandal ripping through the professional fishing community. Kim Kardashian, pump and dump. It's not what you think. And so much more. I am Mike Fish, and I am joined, as always, by the main man from SoundProd. It's Mr. Kush Hayes. Kush, how you doing, my man?
What's good, y'all? Mike Fish, how are you doing this week, dude?
I'm wonderful. I've finally given in to Mother Nature, and I've got the heater on. I've got a hoodie on.
Oh, okay.
It's getting chilly here in northern New Jersey, but it's I think I've already said it about 10 times. I hate this time of year. I hate fall. Fall sucks.
Yeah. You'd like fall out here, although it's been very inconsistent out here in the city by the bay. 2 days ago, we had it was a nice warm 75 degrees, but today is 62 for some reason. So, you go from shorts to jeans to shorts to jeans.
Well, I think we've got like the low 50s today and tomorrow, and then Thursday and Friday are in like the mid to high 70s.
Okay.
I've given up trying to understand the weather system here, but there you go. Other than last week live on location, the Giants game. How you're back home now? What's the life been like in the last 7 days, Mr. Cushay's?
It's been good. We worked another 2 days, and then we've had the rest of the time off since then. I think we're like on day 5 off. We go back. We report back to work this Sunday for a pre-game Warriors-Lakers series, which is just one game. I don't know why I called it a series. So we're enjoying our time off. We got a recording for Microdose tomorrow, so that means we'll have fresh content again back on Friday, kids. We're sorry about that.
Let's go.
And then we also we were a guest on the UK's Where Nobody Knows Your Name podcast, the unofficial official Cheers podcast. And that has been out since Friday. It's I hope everyone has as much fun listening to it as we did recording it, because we had a lot of fun.
Did you drink? What are you doing? I hope you drank.
Oh, for sure. In fact, that was an early day. I think that was like a 9 a.m. day for me. So
wow.
Starting out like, you know the thing about salmon, fuck that shit. And
hey,
maybe it didn't sound like that.
Nothing okay.
But we had a good
catching
time.
a pre-brunch buzz. There we go. That was easy for me to say.
I know we definitely took a nap immediately.
That's the wonders of the life of the freelance production man. You can do that.
Yep. Thankfully.
Couple of stories to get into. Oh, by the way, I know. Yeah, this is the second episode where we're gonna go in some more in depth. Like, last week. What did you think of the segues, the visual segues to the segments that I threw in there?
I liked them. Yeah, they're good. There's not enough me in them, but I like them.
Yeah, they're a work in progress. But
hey,
I thought it was better than
positive progress.
Yeah,
step forward in the right direction, rather
than just us dancing during the jingles. People actually get to see title cards. Wonderful stuff. Right, we've got a lot to cover this week, so let's get right into it. Let's start off with some sad news, some somber news. Obviously, this past week, unfortunately, the passing of Antonio Inoki, legendary professional wrestling character.
Yeah.
Larger than life, an amazing guy, man who, not only founded several professional wrestling companies, New Japan Pro Wrestling, IGF, and I think at least one other things. But what I think the crossover for him is, and I know a lot of people go, "Oh, you still watch wrestling? Oh my god!" But a lot of people right now seem to really dig the old mixed martial arts. Well, you can thank Antonio Inoki for that, my friends, because in 1976, if my memory serves me correctly, I did look this up. He booked a fight between himself and Muhammad Ali, and it was all headline. The big tag was professional wrestler versus professional boxer. Who wins? Obviously, ultimately, no one did. It was a draw, but it was apparently a real contest. Muhammad Ali wasn't enjoying himself because apparently he got kicked in the legs over 100 times.
Thousands of times. Yeah.
But yeah,
the way I remember they even set that up was pro wrestling rules versus boxing rules. So like Muhammad Ali has to like stick to the rules of boxing. He can't just like stomp Inoki because Inoki's sitting on his ass the entire time, just kicking him in the legs, just back. Like it confused a lot of people, is what I'm told at the time. I was still not even born yet when it happened, but yeah, I love that story.
And now everyone does it. Mixed martial arts. And even he got into politics as well. He was a part of the, what did I wrote it down? Right. Japanese House of Councillors as well.
Okay.
So what a guy. 79 years old, lived a life probably 3 times the lives that many do, if not more. So
if there is ever a tell-all biography to come out about him, I would love to read it. If that ever does happen, it'll probably be regulated only to Japan, though, just the way those things go.
I don't know. He deserves to be worldwide. Like I say, he's the granddaddy of MMA. He deserves.
But like you, me, and like 4 other dorks that used to be on Properly Promoted only know about him. I don't think I'd be very surprised if anyone in our audience is like, who's this Antonio guy? Who's this? Is he Spanish?
Doesn't sound Italian.
Doesn't sound New Italian.
Japan thing.
An Italian guy in Japan wrestling? Wow. Did he wear a little mask? Did he wear a mask?
Like those luchadors?
Anyway. Like Nacho Libre, but with Italian Libre? Pasta Libre? Pasta Libre. Ooh.
We'll move on from that one. But
rest in peace, Antonio.
Rest in peace, Antonio.
God bless you.
On some lighter news, Kim Kardashian's in trouble due to a quote-unquote pump and dump scandal. This is her second pump and dump scandal. This is one's very different to the first one, which actually made her famous. So what had happened was, Kim Kardashian basically advertised Ethereum Max, which is a type of cryptocurrency, on her Instagram. But the US Securities and Exchange Commissions, or the SEC, as they're known on the streets, said that reality TV star received $250,000 for advertising the cryptocurrency without disclosing that she had been paid to do so. Naughty.
Oh, she didn't report it to the IRS or some bullshit?
Yeah, and also I guess I haven't, to be honest. I just
they didn't 1099 her. Fools.
I just giggled at the headline where it said Kim Kardashian pays fine over pump and dump. That caught my attention. But I mean, because I know there are recently, and say recently, maybe in the last couple of years, didn't they change the laws of like if you advertise something on social media, you have to like say
you have to post it as an advertisement.
It's an advertisement.
Like, even something as minimal as just hashtag advertisement,
hashtag ad or something like that. So maybe she didn't do that. But yeah, so for not saying that she received £250,000, $250,000, she got fined $1.26 million and had to agree. Yeah, so she lost out on that deal.
Like 5 times the amount.
Cryptocurrency. Let's just say that. That's
6 times the amount. Jesus, that's whack.
5 times the amount.
Okay, yeah, still whack.
Yeah, and she's agreed not to promote crypto asset securities, whatever the fuck that is, for 3 years.
Yeah. Why would she do that? Yeah, why would she engage in any of that anymore? Like, ugh. Again, this girl poses for like Courvoisier ads and gin and tonic ads. Like, the only few times I've been to Los Angeles, like billboards of her everywhere, just showing off the ass, and it's like, drink this gin. It's like, oh, I didn't want to before you told me to, but now I'm thinking about it. Anyway, yeah, she don't take that shit lightly. So those guys fucked up.
This. Also, I haven't written this down. Did you see what her ex-husband's been up to? Kanye West, or Yeezy, as I believe he's, or Ye, is he?
Yeah, that guy is a big. he's a big mixed bag of cats, just fighting it all out.
If you haven't seen what he's been up to, so Ye or I don't know how to pronounce his Ye, did a fashion show for his new line, and he thought he'd wear a White Lives Matters shirt.
On behalf of white people everywhere, Kanye, thank you.
Yeah.
But
we have had it too hard for too long.
But this isn't the time for that, my man.
But again, hey, people can live their lives, make the weird decisions that you make. Who am I to judge? However, it is one of those things of like, how did you see this going? How did you not think people whatever? But yeah.
Again, going back to Kanye's support staff, where are you guys? Like, don't be afraid to get fired. He'll probably hire you back again in 2 weeks. Don't just say, hey, maybe not this time. Try that. Not this time. Maybe later, but not this time.
Yeah, right? Maybe we could circle back to this later. Yeah, put it in the
maybe we're gonna take this shirt and we're gonna fold it up in a nice little square, and we're gonna put it in one of those little display slides, and we'll hang it on the wall. Just put it in your office.
You can look at it from time to time and laugh, but don't wear it.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Can't you?
But thank you. Again, on behalf of white people, thank you.
Thanks for showing support, I guess.
It's nice to know we have an ally.
Final quick story before we get into the main story for tonight. Costco, everyone's favorite place to go to buy 500 pairs of socks at a time. They had a stock meeting or an investor meeting or whatever the hell that was, and their chief financial officer, Richard Galanti, was asked whether the retailer would look at increasing the price of its all beef frank as it aims to deal with tightening margins. Now, if you don't know, this is a reference to the famous $1.50 deal where you get a hot dog and a Pepsi. And they've been doing this since 1985, apparently. And so, things are getting a little bit tough. Things are getting more expensive. Everyone was worried that, is our Costco hot dog and Pepsi deal going to go up? But thankfully, this man, his answer was, some businesses are doing well with margins. Those things help us be more aggressive in other areas. Or, as you mentioned, hold the price on the hot dog and the soda for a little longer, i.e., forever. Yeah. $1.50, hot dog and soda. Woo! It ain't going anywhere, pal.
The way things are going in San Francisco, it's nice to know that if I ever do become homeless, that I can just walk to the Costco on 7th and Howard and get myself a meal for $1.50. Still, like it's impossible to find anything for $1. So something for $1.50, especially in this neighborhood, it's fantastic. It's hobos rejoice. Hobos everywhere rejoice.
And it's the best kind of Pepsi because, as many people know, Pepsi, I wouldn't clean my drains with Pepsi normally. However, fountain Pepsi is pretty damn good. So $1.50 for a hot dog and a Pepsi.
I'm sure they have other flavors too.
Who cares?
Oh, the hobos care.
Hashtag Team Coca-Cola. Hashtag not an ad.
So the last time I was at a Costco, all the entire restaurant, the hot dogs, the pizzas, and everything, it was outside. If you want to go inside, you have to have a Costco membership. Do you need that same membership just to go to the right and never enter the building to get your $1.50 hot dog and Pepsi?
I can only speak on behalf of my local Costco, but you can't even get anywhere close to the food area without having that person check your card. So yeah.
Okay, so everything in your Costco is literally interior.
Yeah, there's a carts. You grab a cart and then you see the person and you hold it in, and then you enter. And then, ironically, then it's the iPads and all that stuff. I'm sure it's the same, but anyway, there we go.
Okay.
So yes, the $1.50 hot dog and thing, you have to spend like $70 a year on your membership.
See, that's not an impossible goal either for a hobo.
I mean,
if you go
They're
hobos with cell phones. That means they got a data plan and all that bullshit, man. And they got Facebook accounts, Instagrams. Like, yeah, it can be done.
Do you need a home address? Do you need to validate you? I don't know. I've never signed up for Costco membership. I'll just walk in with the wife.
That's I don't think you just make up an address. They're not going to check.
123 Any Street.
123 Any Street. They'll send all the advertisements there, and the ones that can't will just get sent back, and they'll be like, "Oh, that's weird. All right, well, recycle."
Get your fill. Anyway, let's get into the real saucy story for this week's Waffle Box.
All right, we officially started the show. We've officially started the show.
I know you're a big professional fishing guy. I know you like to keep on top of the professional fishing championships around the world. This is apparent. So there was a big competition recently called the Lake Erie Walleye Trail Championship. And if you don't know, now you know. To win a fishing competition, basically, I mean, maybe there's different ones, I don't know, but typically the most common one is the biggest catch. So if you can, the fish you catch weighs the most, is the longest, and all that good stuff, then you win. Now, two fellas, Chase Kaminsky and Jake Runyon, were a very successful pair in these competitions until recently, when they were found stuffing the fish with lead weights.
You're a phony! Hey, this guy's a great big phony!
Disgraceful. How can you look at yourself in the mirror, Chase Kaminsky from Pennsylvania and Jake Runyon from Ohio?
The whatever the governing body of fishing is out there in Lake Erie, they need to give a call to local resident Len Kabazinski, co-host of the Kick-Ass Movie Podcast, FYI, and have him hunt these men down and bring them to justice.
I'd like to see that.
I would like to see that too. That's why I suggested it.
Well, good. Get it done. Good, make it happen.
Let's get it done. Len Kabazinski, I decree you need to bring these criminals to justice.
Now,
at least a roundhouse kick to the face.
Yeah, or just throw the lead weights at them. See how you like it. Shove it down their throat. Huh?
No. Let's just stick to the roundhouse kick to the face. He's wearing cowboy boots, man. It's gonna look spectacular. I promise you. It's gonna the lead weights that leads to poisoning. We're not trying to get all that. Just one quick kick to the face.
Well, it's the way this article is written. Again, this is many things come up like this, but someone was obviously working to the word count, so they just put in stuff that So, for example, where it says, by adding weights to the fish, Kaminsky and Runyon's total poundage increased. When you put more weight in something, it increases. And then it says, when the weights were discovered, the duo was disqualified for the event, which gave another duo the title. Yes, we understand how disqualification. Jesus fucking Christ. But what I have, right?
Who's the source on this? What's the source on this?
This is all every source. This is all over the internet. I'm surprised.
But what's this specific source? Is it like the Erie Independent?
I think this may have been. No, it wasn't the New York Times. I went past that because they kept doing the whole. Oh, it's New York Post. Give us $2. I don't want to give you $2 to read the story. So I can't remember exactly where I went to it. But what I have got is some audio from. So the video when the guys were cutting the weights out, someone was filming it. We've got some audio over here, and it's fantastic. Right, it's fantastic.
Okay, standing by.
This is as they were discovered cheating. Ready?
Holy shit!
Language. Just go to jail.
Fucking piece of shit! How many fucking tournaments have you done this, motherfucker?
Don't we need to file a police report?
File a police report.
Jason, we gotta file a police report. All of them. All of them. Every single fucking fish. Every fish.
Gets better.
We all fucking do it.
Oh, we all knew it. Of course you is.
Hey, look at that. Jesus fucking Christ.
So yeah,
I wish we could share the video of this, but that's probably going to be a YouTube copyright thing. So that audio was amazing. Those guys lost their shit.
They were not happy. And I'll retweet it on the Waffle Box pod. But yeah, the guy who was, I think it was Chase Kaminsky, he was just looking like he wanted the whole world to open up and swallow him. He was not.
Oh boy, does he look like he just kissed his sister? Oh dear,
his face was red as fuck. But also,
see, to the gentleman who's like, we need to send him to jail. No, just get Len Kabaczynski, Killer Wolf Films, Kick-Ass Movie Podcast host, and have him just roundhouse kick to the face with his rattlesnake boots. I promise you, it's gonna be amazing. And that'll be it. And they'll never cheat again.
I don't know how it works, but I can't imagine if the police turn up. How he cheated at this competition. You deal with it. Is that a police matter? I don't know.
Depends.
I mean, when
on
there's prize money,
is.
Yeah, there is. It doesn't say. So maybe, how much they've.
So, like at one point in time in California, it was like anything over $750 was a felony. And then now it's been bumped up to like 1,000 or something stupid. But if it's one of those things, yeah, that's depending on the prize money, these guys could be federal criminals.
Well, story to follow. But the director of the Lake Erie Walleye Trail event, Jason Fisher, his name's Jason Fisher.
His destiny.
Posted about the controversy on the circuit's page, Facebook's page. He said, "Disgusted, guys and gals. I'm sorry for letting you down for so long, and I'm glad I caught the cheating taking place in capital letters. Your loot." So LEWT, so the trail competition thing. He added, "I hope you know now that when I say you built this, and I will defend its integrity at all costs, I mean it." But it turns out, boys and girls, cliches, this instance wasn't the first time that they were caught in a controversial situation. So at last year's Fall Brawl fishing tournament. Why would you name a fishing tournament Fall Brawl? Well, maybe
because it sounds manly.
Yeah. The duo was disqualified following their win after one of them failed a polygraph test.
Hold the fuck. What?
Apparently, these lie detector tests are often given at fishing tournaments. But it doesn't say what questions did they fail? I want to know.
Why is there a polygraph test being given at a fishing exhibition? I have more questions than answers now. Oh my god. This is the funniest thing I've ever heard on 67 episodes of Waffle Box.
So yeah, I'm gonna need to dig deeper. I need to find out what questions are asked at these polygraphs.
Like fish, this is amazing. This should be nothing. This should be a huge empty nothing burger, dude. But this has got all the meat and fat on it, and I need more.
Now we want to know: are these guys going to prison?
Probably
what questions are asked?
Yes,
I'm assuming it's: did you cheat? Yes or no? But maybe.
Wow, there's a polygraph test at these. Like this feels like this.
Do you imagine that getting off your boat and being strapped into
tournament?
A chair?
This feels like less of a tournament than a Lego building contest. This feels like less than an esports competition. Okay, like this is just fishing. This is just like what we do for like basic survival skills when we're naked and afraid. Not a plug.
Sticking their balls in the fish's mouth. Stop sticking your balls in fish's mouths.
No. I'm sorry, what? Who
That's
said
fine.
that?
I did. I said that's Chase. I hope you're watching this, Chase Kaminsky, Jake Runyon. Yeah. Phonies.
You're a phony! Hey, this guy's a great big phony!
Anyway, maybe we'll follow
What
up
would
on
you rather be? What would you rather be guilty of? Cheating at a fishing competition, or cheating at, I don't know, trying to rig an election? You get caught. You're 100% guilty, and you get caught.
Oh, I don't know. Again, I don't know what because I imagine trying to rig an election, the punishment is pretty hefty on that one. So I don't know
It's
what
pretty hefty. It's pretty hefty, but at least it's like got purpose. Like, oh, he thought he was doing the right thing the whole time.
Yeah, I don't know. There must be cheating at a fishing competition. But I hope the prize
We need to
money is
come back
big
to
enough.
this, like a chess competition, a Connect Four competition,
Well,
a
apparently there was
rock competition.
at the chess tournaments there was cheating, but I couldn't
Oh,
work.
I
For
heard
the
about
life
that
of me,
too.
I couldn't work out how it was cheating, so I didn't bring it up because that would have been a terrible segment. But yeah,
That's a
cheating
Waffle
everywhere,
Box
cheating
After
everywhere.
Dark episode, FYI. We go pretty loosey goosey, but that's definitely Waffle Box After Dark material.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Anyway, as it's getting cold outside, people need to keep warm, and that's a little segue to this week's Dumb World Record of the week.
We're just getting to the dumb stuff.
Other than the lie detector at the fishing competition.
Why?
Why? Why would I? Why? Why?
Why? Why? Why? Why? Why would you want to do that?
This week's Dumb World Record comes to us from Canada. Oh,
Ooh,
Canada. America's hat, as I keep referring to them. So, a 14-year-old girl from Alberta, Canada, achieved a Guinness World Record by putting the most socks on her feet in 30 seconds. Ooh, howdy.
Great. How many socks did she get?
Wow. So if you're thinking, so how, if you're in a hurry in the morning, and you got to put your socks on, how quickly can you think you put your if you think how quickly you put your socks on? So how many socks do you reckon that you could put on your one foot in 30 seconds?
It's nice to know it's 1 foot, but 30 seconds, maybe a dozen, and I might be being liberal with that one. Yeah,
I'm gonna assume they're gonna have to good stretchy socks, and maybe you're gonna have to work your way up.
They
in
have
sizes.
to be stretchy socks, and like I got a big foot. It's very noticeable to many folks. So yeah, that's why I feel like I feel like 12 might even be too high, dude. Like I might only get eight socks on there on 1 foot.
Well, this young lady, Carolina Cruz of Calgary, dramatic pause, Alberta, Canada. If you're a Lance Storm fan, you'll get that reference. That's very vague. We lost people at Antonio Inoki. Now I've made a Lance Storm reference. Said that she broke the world record by placing 22 socks on the same foot.
Have tiny feet
in 30. Yeah. She's 14. But funny enough, 14. This world record is in the under 16 category of the speed sock placing. Apparently,
this is a thing.
There's an adult version as well, but she's hoping to break as well. So this is a wonderful article. I think I'm just going to read the whole thing because it's amazing, right?
You have to give credit. You have to cite your source.
Oh, you're going to make me look it up?
Yes, you have to cite your source.
Oh, for fuck's sake. So this story comes from CBC Radio. So I'm sure it's Calgary something.
Calgary, British Columbia Radio.
Sure, let's go with that. So this writes up. So Carolina Cruz of Calgary said she started training herself to beat the record for most socks put on 1 foot in 30 seconds. Under 16 category in brackets, when she had some downtime after a swimming competition in July. And on her first attempt, she was able to tie the previous record of 19 set in May by Arif ibn Abdul Halim of India.
Mm.
Now, this is where we get some quotes now. This is great. She said, "You really just have to focus on just putting on the socks." Yeah, that's literally the only thing you're doing. What else would you focus on?
I'm going to interpret that like, have you ever woken up after like not a good night of sleep and trying to put your socks on? There's no time limit, dude, but like for some reason that thing takes way longer to achieve than it should. Even if it's just like 30 seconds, you're like, I should have just been able to put my socks on. What the fuck was that? And why was this one sock inside out? Blah, 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 blah.
She added, "You're allowed to start with one sock on your foot, which is nice.
Okay.
I guess it makes it easier for the less. I mean, if you've got a
It's-
sweaty foot, there's going to be some friction on the first one. It takes some time. Whereas this is just slide the sock over and sock. Cruz's official attempt, recorded by her mother, ended with 22 socks on her foot, enough to take the title. She said that she received her official certificate in the mail this week. The teenager said she might pursue the adult version of the record, which stands at 28 socks, or she might pursue records in swimming categories. It was kind of just for me, the record, because I didn't really want to like prove it to anyone or anything. Yeah, because there's so many people who are lining up to be like, whoa, wait, are you the girl that can put 22 socks on her foot in 30 seconds? Wow. Can I get a photo? Can I get your autograph? Yeah, because the thing is, the problem with the competitive speed socks circuit, it's too corporate now. It's all about the money. It's all about the fame. It's lost its pureness. That's what I'm saying. Lost its pureness.
So it's all corrupt. It's all bought off by the mighty dollar.
Yeah. But I'm gonna try this. Maybe tomorrow. It's launch.
So do we know how large her foot is? Like, does it say in the article?
14, so I'm gonna assume it's small.
No, I don't care what her age is.
All right. Don't get angry.
I'm not angry. I'm just that's not the question.
But I don't know. I don't know how big a.
All right, that's an honest answer. That's an honest answer. It's still a detail I would like to know. Anyways, yeah, I would not. I think I'd do like eight of these in 30 seconds.
Well, I'll see how I do tomorrow. Maybe I'll.
You're gonna try it. Film it. No, you need to film this. You need to fucking film this. You've thrown it out there. You've suggested it. You've willed this into existence. You have to film this, Mike Fish.
Things.
How large is your foot, FYI?
I got size 10.5.
10.5. Is that UK or US sizes? There is a difference.
It's US. I've been over here too long. I don't no idea what my foot size is in England.
10.5. Okay. Good to know. I'm a 14. That's why I say like I would
Jesus
have
Christ.
a hard time with this. I know.
You must impress the ladies.
I do.
Big feet, big socks. That's what they say.
Yes,
what
ma'am.
they say. Anyway, geez, that was a fun first half of the show. My God, we've still got a second half to come. But make sure you stick around because obviously, straight after the break, we've got the middle of the show quiz, trapdoor movie review, and so much more. So stick around, folks. And if you're watching this while we're in an ad break, of an ad break, I still need to film a new one, so it's kind of old, but whatever. Make sure you
Still fun ad break.
hit the thumbs up and hit subscribe and all that good gubbins that you do. And we'll be right back after this short break. Hey, you. Yes, you. Was you thinking of having that beer? But my friend, it's only 10 a.m. Won't everyone judge you for drinking this early? Well, don't worry, we've got just the thing to help you. Your very own Waffle Box mug. And now, everyone will just think you're drinking coffee, so you can enjoy your morning beer judgment-free. Go to wafflemerch.com to get yours today.
It's now time for the middle of the show quiz.
I don't know why this music makes me do this. I'm dancing. That's like I'm playing a piano. Welcome back to Waffle Box, episode 67. Still to come, Kush is going to review the new movie Blonde. Marilyn Monroe thing, which I've got my opinions on. But there you go. But yeah, it's the middle of the show, so we've got a middle of the show quiz. And since we are talking blonde, we got a blonde themed quiz. So obviously you saw the movie Blonde, so now you're an official expert of Marilyn Monroe. So I'm going to quiz you to see if you did your homework. So if this is your first time joining us, the middle of the show quiz is just 5 questions based on the theme of the show. Obviously, Kush Hayes' goal is to get best 3 out of 5. If he gets the answer correct, he hears this noise, which makes him happy. But if he gets an answer wrong, he hears this noise, which makes him sad. Nice and simple. Are you ready? Are you ready for?
I'm ready.
Question.
I'm ready, Coach. Let's do this.
Here we go.
Oh boy.
Okay.
I love this music.
Question number 1. We're gonna start off easy, to be fair. Which city was Marilyn Monroe born in?
Minneapolis.
Los Angeles, California is the correct answer. Okay, I'm guessing her birth wasn't covered in the movie.
It actually was. It's kind of embarrassing.
Jesus. Question number 2. In which film did Marilyn Monroe make her acting debut?
Jesus Christ.
Back in 1947.
47. Yep, I don't know. Even though it was covered, it was also covered in the movie. I don't know.
Oh, this review is gonna be great. It was Dangerous Years.
See, no one ever talks about that movie, and I still don't know it by name. So,
well, now you do.
Now I do. Thank you.
All right, maybe this one will be the easiest question then. Question number 3. Which U.S. president did Marilyn Monroe famously sing Happy Birthday to at Madison Square Gardens?
John F. Kennedy.
Hey! Yeah! You're back in the game. Back on the
board. Back on the board, bitch.
And question number 4. See if you can tie it up. Which New York Yankee did Marilyn Monroe marry in 1954?
Joe DiMaggio.
Hey! And it was a fantastic marriage that lasted all of the year. Oh dear. Oh, now it's tense. Question number 5. This is do or die now. Get it right, you win the game. Get it wrong, you're a loser.
I'm in the coach.
All right, question number 5. Name the lead singer of the band Blondie.
Debbie Harry.
Hey, you got it right. That was kind of a trick question. That didn't have nothing to do with Marilyn Monroe, but I thought I'd slide it in there. So 3 out of 5.
Yeah, nothing to do, but thank you. 3 out of 5. We at least
That's a winning record.
On the right
That's a winning record.
It would have been better if we got 5 out of 5, but shit.
Yeah, it's a positive record. That gets you to the playoffs, I think. Speaking of, are you keeping up with the baseball?
I know the Dodgers are in it.
Aaron Judge hit number 62.
Aaron Judge,
finally,
number 62, the American League all-time record, which is something pretty incredible. However, the all-time record is still 73.
Yeah, Major League Baseball record without steroids is 62. That's what I'm counting it as. Fuck you, Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds wasn't on
You're
steroids.
A phony!
Okay.
Hey, this guy's a great big phony!
That's what I think of Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds actually did not do anything different than all of your favorite major league athletes are doing right now.
Fine. I'm not nothing personal then, but anyone who would have broke the record at that time would have been a phony. Aaron Judge.
At that, you know what? I think
I stand with Judge.
Aaron Judge. Congratulations at number 62. I also heard him give a soundbite. He said, like, yo, 73 is the record. That's what I'm shooting for.
Oh, of course he was going to say that. He was going to be, of course he was going to be humble.
Looking forward to seeing what you're doing with that, Mr. Judge. You are currently the home run king of why question it? Because he's the only active player with the best record right now.
You're kind of little auto tune on me there, Kush.
Oh, well, what I said is with number 62, Aaron Judge is currently holding the best active baseball record right now as far as home runs are concerned of active players. And he, you know what? He doesn't have to be humble about that shit. He should be beating his fucking chest.
No,
but,
well, I mean, he's not. Imagine
good. He's being humble.
Because you're not going to see him on TV.
Barry Bonds was not humble about.
Fuck you, shit. Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds was like, I'm surprised I didn't do more.
You juiced up prick. He's not going to say that, is he? He's going to be humble. He's going to be humble. Because if one thing we know, New Yorkers are humble. Anyway,
I'm gonna put you in a headlock, Mike.
All right.
I've been hearing rumors that Aaron Judge's contract is up.
It is free agent at the end of the year.
He might be with the Giants next year. He might be with the Giants. He also, the New York Yankees might just offer him like a dump truck full of money. And
I think it depends on if they win the World Series, then yeah, they'll unload on him. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on that.
TBD.
But speaking of the human race, because Aaron Judge is a human, we're overpopulated, boys and girls. So in this segment, we remove one human being from existence because it's goddamn too much in this week's Trap Door segment.
This is one of my favorite segments.
Oh my god. Okay, so last week we started a new system. We started with the letter A. This week, let me check my maths. It's B. We're doing B this week. So
that is correct math.
Thanks. So this week I'm giving Kush Hayes 4 people whose names begin with B, and then he has to tell me which one is going to send down the trapdoor out of existence. But don't forget, of course, folks, he has to show his workings. So the 4 people we've got on deck: Beyonce, Britney Spears, Bruno Mars, and Bill Gates. Obviously, he's the odd one out there because he's not very musical, but you know, Beyonce, Britney Spears, Bruno Mars, or Bill Gates. Which one?
Why do I need? What's the theme here? Just
they all begin with B. That's it.
They all begin with B.
I just gave up trying to link them. We're just working through the alphabet.
Wow.
Now. Watch out.
Well, you can't get rid of Bill
Chase
Gates.
Kaminsky next week.
Oh boy. See, it's coming up. You can't get rid of Bill Gates because, you know, hey, we are literally doing this podcast over Windows, a Windows operating system, or at least on this side over here. I am speaking for myself now. So we can't get rid of Bill Gates for that, you know. And then Beyonce, she's a queen. She's the queen right now. I mean, Diana Ross might object to that, but even she'd be like, that's a bad bitch. Can't deny that. No. And then we got what's the other two?
Bruno Mars. They're the only 2 left. Oh, it's getting tense.
You know what? We're just gonna cut to the chase. Britney Spears. Sorry. You gotta go down the trap door. You're very attractive. I'm a fan of yours, but your music is not timeless.
Wow. So you're saying Bruno Mars' music, I'm not saying it's bad, but you're saying it's more timeless than Hit Me Baby One More Time, Toxic.
More relevant for sure over time. Absolutely.
Work, bitch.
No.
I'm saying that, in all seriousness.
No, I understand what you're. I know what you're saying.
Straight face, work bitch
Straight
by
face.
Britney Spears. It's low-key one of my favorite. It's a banger. It's a banger.
Hey, you can still enjoy that, but that would make her a one-hit wonder.
You gotta work, bitch.
No. I would absolutely say Bruno Mars has more hits than Britney Spears, and you know what? She just needs a rest. She would absolutely appreciate the anonymity. You're welcome, Britney Spears. Trapdoor.
I mean, I have to respect the exercise, but all I'm saying, has Bruno Mars ever shown you his vagina coming out of the car? No, he hasn't.
No, he hasn't. And while I appreciate Britney Spears' vagina out of the car, she appreciates me sending her down the trap door. That was a mercy slang. Beyonce, no vagina coming out of the car.
No.
Bill Gates, no vagina coming out of the car.
Nope, not yet.
All right, and it's not a bad thing, but it is not a thing.
Sorry, I just kind of, for those watching the video version, I kind of just went at the kind of awkward time when you were talking about Bill Gates' vagina. But I was actually just kind of clearing the beer foam from my mustache. I'm not thinking of Bill Gates' vagina.
Confirmed for pussy eater. Good for you, dude. Enjoy that shit.
Speaking of that,
enjoy all that pussy.
I hinted to
this. You're married, so
on,
you're just enjoying one pussy.
I hinted to this on the Waffle Box Twitter that you can follow at Waffle Box Pod. That yesterday was National Taco Day.
Okay.
And
so it's weird that it didn't happen on Taco Tuesday, but okay.
Oh, it did. Yesterday was Tuesday.
Oh, hell.
This is Waffle Box Wednesday, remember? Come on, gosh.
Understood. But
yeah, so I decided, I posted about National Taco Day, and I clicked on it, and it did not disappoint, because as you search hashtag National Taco Day on Twitter, you just get taco, 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 vagina, taco, 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 vagina, vagina, taco. I didn't. I didn't.
Yo soy comprende.
I should have known.
And I appreciate that too.
But yeah, it was definitely NS.
Not safe for work.
There we go. But thankfully, no one walked in and saw these freshly shaved tacos on my screen. Anyway, let's move on to the next segment. It's Kush Hayes' spotlight, because he likes to go see movies and he likes to talk about them, and this is where he gets to do it. It's this week's Kush's movie review.
Kush's movie review.
So, Kush Hayes this week saw Blonde, which apparently, as Wikipedia says, is a fictionalized biography drama film written and directed by Andrew Dominic, based on the 2000 novel of the same name by Joyce Carol Oates. Stars Adrian Brody, Bobby Cannavale, Xavier Samuel, and Julianne Nicholson. Before I say what I've heard on the streets, I haven't seen the movie, but I've heard things on the streets. What do you think about it?
Well, as you know, Mike Fish, a big complaint I have throughout most of the films I review is time length. And while I don't know if anything should be taken away from this film, I don't know that anything should be added to it. It honestly feels like, I don't know if you've ever been pilled up for a medical emergency. I once threw out my back. It was bad. I was on Vicodins for 2 weeks straight. Okay. And the whole experience was just a fog. And the 2 hours and 46 minutes of this film is
Who do you think these
felt
people
like
are?
I was pilled up.
Is this part of the MCU? Who do they think going this long? Jesus.
Anyway,
the
entire film feels like you're just pilled up. It's what that means is like there's no hard stops. Everything just kind of floats into the next thing. There's no continuity. There's no there's nothing in this really, man. It's a very pretty movie. The director of this, as you may or may not have said, is Andrew Dominic, and he's done films like Chopper, um, Killing Them Softly, the assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford, and then while this director actually like has like multiple years in between his films, and I mean like 5 and 6 years in between each films. This year, 2022, he came out with Blonde for Netflix, as well as a film called This Much I Know to Be True, within like 4 months of each other. It's a really weird timeline. So, um, again, you also mentioned this was written by Joyce Carol Oates. This is her interpretation of Marilyn Monroe's life. Marilyn Monroe, aka Norma Jean, played by Anna de Armas. She's fantastic. She's great. She definitely put in some work on this, but this, this whole movie is, there's something wrong with this. One, we skip over Marilyn Monroe's entire first marriage. It never happens. We cut to her at one point in her adult life where she's in a throuple. That's her with two dudes, and you mentioned their names earlier. One is Evan Williams. The other is Xavier. Jesus Christ. Whatever.
Xavier
Anyway,
Samuel.
thank you, Xavier Samuel. I don't know why I couldn't read my own reading, but they play Charlie Chaplin Jr. and Edward J. Robinson Jr. And at one point, the three of them are having a great time. One of them knocks her up, and instead of just having the child, she opts for an abortion. It's actually one of the bigger conflicts within the film. It's not like just a 1, 2, 3 decision, but once she does have that abortion, which the movie makes her seem like she regrets immediately, she's already in another relationship. Just all of a sudden, like, we don't see these gentlemen, at least not for a while. They're she has the abortion, she moves on, and all of a sudden she's dating Joe DiMaggio, which by the way is her second husband. We never see her first husband, and it kind of just goes on from there. This movie is trying to be controversial. This movie is trying to be titillating. The movie is trying to be exciting. It's trying to be a bunch of things, and it fails at all of them. The only thing it is very artistic. There's a lot of interesting scene transitions. Again, this, if you've ever been pilled up for any amount of time, this feels like you're in that. It's just things just float into one another. They don't just change into one another, they float into one another, where just time has passed. Everything is very abstract. This woman, although as beautiful as she is clearly a schizophrenic woman, and it's genetic thing. We get into some serious detail about like how her mom, when she was like 6, maybe 8 at most, tried to murder each other. Like there's a big fire in the Hollywood Hills, and mom is literally driving into the fire, and the cops have to stop her.
I'd advise against that. If you ever see a fire,
Mike Fish says,
don't
drive into fires.
Yep.
That's sound advice, everybody.
You're welcome.
So there was a time where, man, woman, you dealt with some heavy shit, and you didn't have a therapist to talk about it with. You didn't have anything to like bounce off like a brick wall. You just that was your life. This was Marilyn Monroe's life, and it was pretty fucking crazy. However, the movie does not, I don't think it does her justice. Again, it tries to be very erotic, it tries to be titillating, it tries to be controversial, it tries to be all these things, and it's none of them. It's just kind of just boring.
Well, yeah,
I don't even think the runtime has anything to do with it. It's just, yeah.
See,
this could have been a better film.
I haven't seen it, but a few people that have spoken to me about it, their major issue, I guess, is that when you think of, we're gonna have a a biographical film about Marilyn Monroe. Oh, I want to Marilyn Monroe led an interesting life. I wonder what it is. Oh, it's nearly 3 hours long. This must really get into the weeds and the nitty gritty of everything. But from what they could tell, it's pretty much just, and correct me if I'm wrong, the whole film is pretty much, she fucked about a lot, didn't she? Like that's pretty much. No,
I'm happy to tell you no. Like again, she's in a throuple. She enjoys having sex with Joy DiMaggio. She enjoys having sex.
I mean, have you seen the size of his back
with Arthur Miller, who actually who probably loved her the most, but she treated the most like shit. She enjoyed being a woman, if that makes any sense to you, Mike Fish. But at no point is this. This would like to be a sexy movie, but it is not. At one point, we get to a scene where she is pleasuring President John F. Kennedy orally, and they're like it's just all up right there, and it could be very graphic. She's definitely Ana de Armas is definitely sucking on something. I hope it's not the actor's dick, because none of this served her any purpose. There will be no little gold trophies in March for this movie. I doubt there will be a nomination. This movie should have been better for as artistic as it was trying to be and as long as it was. So long story short, or long story long, 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5.
Majority of this movie is her being beat the shit. Okay, her mom beats the shit out of her. Joe DiMaggio beats the shit out of her. A couple of movie producers beat the shit out of her. Again, the only dude who actually loved her is Arthur Miller, played by Adrian Brody, and she's just like, "Yeah, you're not beating the shit out of me, so fuck you." Well, but she's like very drunk and pilled up at this point. There's an abortion scene at this, and for a fraction of a second, the camera takes place from inside her vag.
What?
Yes, sir. A fraction of a second. It happens. It's one of those like, did I just see what I just saw? Yes, you did. It serves no purpose. It doesn't need to be there. This is not the best movie this director has directed. It's if you want to see Ana de Armas naked, you get to see her topless, but none of it is sexy or titillating or just it's very, very benign. This should have been a better movie.
Well, it's a good job it's only on Netflix, right?
I mean, it's in a selected limited release in theaters.
Like that.
But yes,
just you'll
still find it on Netflix.
Get your parents' Netflix password if you want to watch this.
Yeah, this ain't breaking records box office wise. And I'll be it was intended to have little gold trophies in March, which is why the theatrical release happened, but falls short on a lot of places.
Other to the one that she gave JFK, is there a happy ending in this movie?
There's no happy ending in this movie.
Oh,
there's a lot of cool film transitions.
I can't do that.
A lot of cool
I can't watch a 3-hour
transitions.
movie and for it to be not happy ending. Like I'd be depressed at the end of it. I can't do that.
Yeah, you'll definitely be depressed. There's a scene where she's engaged with her throuple, and as she orgasms, she's hanging over the edge of the bed, and the sheets all of a sudden turn into Niagara Falls, and that leads into the next scene about a film she did at Niagara Falls. Very well done scene. Actually, maybe the best scene in the whole film. But yeah, this isn't a crowd pleaser. A lot of people don't like this movie already. I kind of get it. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen, but it's not a good movie either. I might even be too generous with the 3 out of 5. But there it is, 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. All right. Well, since there's no happy ending, there's no feel-good story at the end of this. I think it's my turn to try to uplift the nation and the world. Even
go for it, player.
Let's end the show with this week's feel-good story of the week.
It's a cool fucking story.
story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane. Can I hear it again?
This feel good story of the week comes to us from the great state of Texas. So, Conrad Williams was a young baby boy who was born early with a kidney blockage and breathing difficulties and was immediately whisked away to the NICU at Texas Children's Hospital in Houston. For the first 37 days of his life, Evans and her husband, trying to think of it, does it mention the mother's first name? Jesus Christ. Anyway, Evans and her husband, Brandon Williams, were unable to hold him. They relied on updates from nurse Carly Miller, who was, quote, the only one who really knew Conrad. So she remained his primary nurse even when he was put on a type of dialysis she was not experienced in, and Conrad grew to recognize her voice, responding as soon as she entered the room. It makes your heart swell, Carly Miller said. After 6 months in the NICU, Conrad was finally released and was able to go home. But since her family had formed such a tight bond with Carly Miller, the nurse, thinking about having to never be able to see Carly again was heart-wrenching. Evan said, and then they decided to ask her to be Conrad's godmother, presenting her with flowers and a note. Immediately, Carly Miller said yes and started to cry. She said, it's hands down the coolest thing that has ever happened to me. Well, there you go. Wonderful stuff. Not only is there so many layers to that, 6 months without your kid. Oh my God, that sucks. But now be able to have the nurse that cared for your newborn son in your life forever and ever and ever as your godparent. Shout out to those people. And I'm glad. Sometimes, do you know what I do sometimes feel whenever I'm doing these feel good stories? Just because of the kind of person I am and the show we produce. I do almost feel weird about not ending on trying to make a joke about it or trying to be snarky about it.
No, I like that we
great
don't
story.
do that.
It's a great story.
Like I imagine you're sitting on a bunch of feel good stories, like at least 2 or 3 at a time. And you're like, well, I like this story, but this story feels a lot better. At least I hope that's what's happening.
Maybe. I'll just say yes to make myself look good.
Okay. Nice. Hey, society. Good for you guys. High five.
Good for you.
Mike Fish can't report on enough good stuff for you.
I know. There's too many shitty things in the world. Why not end on a high note? Speaking of ending on a high note, should we plug some stuff? What do you got? So you alluded to the fact that you've got a new microdose coming out. What's
new microdose coming out with the folks from the Overlooked Theater. We're gonna have Russell Fisher and Tyrell Trott come on the show, and then we're gonna talk about some horror films, not just what we've seen, but what is to be expected in the rest of 2022. And then, as I said, also we were on Where Nobody Knows Your Name, the unofficial podcast for Cheers, the TV show, which is now 40 years old. And we had a lot of fun recording that, and you should check it out. I actually recast the entire series.
What? You crazy for this one, G?
I'm hella crazy.
Where can people find that podcast?
It's on all the major platforms. It's also on Anchor.fm, which they seem to be promoting. But where nobody
That's where we host
your name.
Anchor FM are also our major hosts as well. So shout out to them. Shout out to Anchor.fm.
Well, you're UK, they're UK. All the same, baby.
Well, I'm UK-ish. Or as I like to say, I'm the British Empire State.
Fair enough.
It's England and New York. It's pretty good. Anyway, that brings us into another episode of Waffle Box. Make sure you do Hit us up on all our social medias at WaffleboxPod on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I have changed my Twitter handle. Big news, everyone. My Twitter handle is now at only Mike Fish on Twitter and Instagram, just simply because I was sick of saying Mr. Mike Fish and then having to spell it out, Mr. M-R rather than Mr. M-I-S-T. So it's only Mike Fish on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow this guy by hitting him up on social medias
at Kush_Hayes.
Kush_Hayes. So yeah, make sure wherever you're listening to on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that stuff, make sure you hit the follow. Leave a review. Why not? You got nothing better to do on a Wednesday. Who cares? It's hump day. All the links go to enjoywafflebox.com. Go to bosnet.family as well to get a bunch of more audio goodness. But until next week, don't forget to take care of yourselves and each other.
That's all, folks.